Hello there guys, and welcome back to our car modeling tutorial. And today in this episode what I think we will do is let's work on the wing mirror. I was going to continue with the vents and things, but I think the wing mirror might be quite nice to make, and maybe try and get this window done as well before we move around and start paying some real attention to the rear of the car. In between episodes, like I said, I did clean up the vent here, so this is looking nice. I also extended this piece. I don't know if I did it as part of the video or if I did it after, but I extended this piece because I did see on one of the references that you could see a little bit of body line still behind there, so I extended that out a little bit too. So what I'm going to do is I am going to grab a box. I'm going to make this a little bit different to usual, so if anyone's seen any of my tutorials before, I normally start with like the rim around the actual wing mirror itself, but this one, it looks like it's probably going to be a little bit easier to actually create this out of a basic primitive. So let's maybe bring this around here and up here. So maybe do something like that. And then I think what we want to do is take those two and bring those over here. Because what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to kind of follow the line that we have. Let's take this down as well because we do have a little bit of a divide in this. So we'll start off with something maybe like that. Let's check how that looks in the front. Okay, so let's bring this in here. Okay, so in the front I think we're looking okay. It does look like we want to go considerably higher up here and then here as well. And then let's maybe bring these back in a little bit, and then these ones out here. So we're going to start with something like that. Let's grab these, maybe bring them down. Just something like that. Okay, so that's looking okay. Let's go then and grab this bottom face here, and we'll hit Control E, and let's take this up vertically, something like there, and I'm going to bring that down a little bit here, and that bit up. Okay, so we're just starting to form that lower portion there, and then maybe what we could do at this point is let's maybe think about dividing this up a little bit. So let's go for maybe these edges here, and I'm just having a look, and it looks like on the references here it looks like we do have a super streamlined indicator or turn signal within this, but it's kind of hard to see because it's so slim. So it looks like we do have one in just like this lower portion here, so that's okay. So let's maybe take these. I'm going to hit Control E, and let's maybe take this up there. And what we'll do is we're just going to form around this first, and then should we need to, we can add another line in here to kind of cut off for that. So let's grab this one as well and bring that up here. And we just want that to fall nicely on the underside of that turn signal. Okay. We want this bit here, I think. We're going to hit Control E on this, and we're going to bring this one out here. Actually, let's just bring the whole lot. So let's grab all of this. I'm going to delete this top face. Inside there, it looks like my normals I'm going to want to flip around, so I'm going to select these two, go mesh display and hit reverse on those, just to make sure the normals are sitting correctly. Okay. So I'm going to grab all of these here. I'm going to hit Control E, and I'm just going to move this straight out, something like that. And then maybe this vertices here can start to form the area of that turn signal there. Okay. And then let's maybe jump in our top view, and we can start to think about the orientation of this. Maybe bring those over here, and then bring these a lot further forward as well. Okay, so it looks like what we actually want to do as well is we do want to come back in the left-hand direction a little bit. So with this here, let's grab our faces. Let's grab these faces. I'm going to hit Control E. I'm going to pull these out here. And we can use these to kind of start to form the curvature here. Something like that. We don't want the that edge face just yet. Let's get rid of that. And we don't want these top ones either, so we'll get rid of those too. So we're just looking for like that. Okay. So we'll get these now kind of forming in towards this point. So we'll go in there. And again, we'll add a bit more geometry to this as we go. We don't want to really fill it with geometry just yet. Okay. Something like that. And then I think maybe what we'll do with these as well is let's maybe grab each of these, and I'm just going to pull them up. Something like that, just to give it some additional curvature to kind of help that out. Which looks like it should be fine. Let's get these here. I'm going to hit Control E. I'm going to just bring these up. And I'm going to quickly target weld these. So let's go one over there, and this one I'm going to snap down here and then just move up. Okay, so that's looking okay. And then with this, we can use this again to help form that area inside there. Let's also take this one and we'll snap up here. We'll pull this down too. Okay, so we've got those bits that are nice in line with each other. We'll worry about this lower view in a second. But let's take those up there and that around here. So we'll worry about trying to get that end curvature in a little bit. Maybe what we'll do with that is let's actually maybe use this top bit here to help us build that. So do something a little bit more like that. Okay. So that's looking okay. I'm going to get rid of these front faces. I'm not going to want to worry about those too much either just yet. So that's looking okay. So let's now think about the, let's go vertical on this. So I'm going to grab all of these associated edges. I'm going to hit Control E. And I'm going to go straight up. And that's going to be where the turn signal is. And let's just straighten that out and that out as well. We'll go for those edges again. We're going to hit Control. Actually, before we do, let's maybe jump in this side view. Go here. And let's just try and make sure that we're offering a little bit more of kind of curvature on that underside. So something a bit more like that. And then we can maybe do the same under here. And here. It should allow us just to form this whole line up there a little bit nicer. Let's do something like that. Okay. I think with this bit, I think we want to go over here. And then with this bit as well, we're going to want to come back. Something a little bit like that. Okay. So that's looking okay. Looks like I missed this edge, so let's go here. We'll bring this up too. We'll merge those together. Okay, so that's looking okay so far. Again, we still have a bit more rounders to add to this, but we'll be okay just now. Let me just reselect this. So let's grab all of this. Let's hit Control E. We've got like this line here, so we're going to go all the way up there. A little bit of a defined line, something like that. And then let's just use this opportunity here to start to form this kind of front area. And what we'll actually do is let's maybe go all the way to this bit, because we can easily chuck in a line afterwards rather than extruding. So we'll take that in. Okay. Okay, that's looking good. And then let's check our side view. We're still looking okay. Maybe go back a bit more down here. On there. Okay. I think that's looking quite good. The wing mirrors are really probably one of the parts of modelling cars that I don't like the most. Let's bring this one up as well. I'll bring that over here a little bit. Okay, so with this, what I think we're going to want to do is we're going to want to start to form the portion of the mirror that's nearest the top. So let's go and drop this, maybe something like here and here. Can straighten this out a bit more. Okay, and what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to form the top without actually making the whole of the top. So we're just going to go in nice and close because we're going to add another line to this. Okay, let's just check that in the perspective view. Okay, so let's maybe go over here. And then we can start to bring these over here as well. Okay, so that's not looking too bad just now. We're looking okay. Okay, and then let's think about adding another line. So I'm going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop on this. And we're going to drop one. I think I've got that set from a different project, so let's go over here. I'm just going to drop the one inside there. And then use this to help format this curve a little bit more. Okay, so that's looking not too bad. And then maybe what we could do, I'm just going to grab the wing mirror and this blueprint just so that I can just work on the one thing just now. Maybe what we could do actually is we could actually take this and we'll go all the way over here instead of doing what I originally planned. Okay. Over here. So the idea here is that maybe we'll just run all the way to that edge point. So let's, because we do, if you see in our side view here, we can see that we do run all the way fully to that edge. Okay. And then it looks like we're going to want to go down. It's a little bit awkward just now because, again, I don't think the blueprints are looking too good just now, especially from that side view. So I'm going to see how they look in this front view here, and then we'll kind of just make it match in the perspective view. Okay, so that whole shape there is looking quite nice. Let's just move all of this out a little bit, and then I'm just going to find a balance in between from this top view here. Have that running up and along there. Okay, and then with these lower portions, we really want this to kind of be reflecting the same area. So maybe what we could do is let's take off of this here. I'm going to hit Control E to pull this forward. Okay, and then let's merge those ones. And then let's have a go at bringing these all the way out to the front as well. Okay, so that's looking quite good. Let's maybe redirect some of these edges. So for example, this one here, I'm going to hold down Control and hit Delete. And what I think we'll do with this one is let's maybe take this one across the top here. Just take it there for now, and let me just get rid of that face because it looks like that's going to be causing me some problems, so we'll get rid of that. Okay, let's go, and I'm going to drop a point in just here, which will allow me to run an edge loop all the way around and underneath there. And if we go into the top view, I'm just going to deselect the one that links with the front, and let's just pull that out to give it a bit more width. So something like that. It should be fine. Okay, and then what this can do is this one can now run up over here and join up here instead. What we're trying to do now is we're just trying to remap some of this geometry because it's lost itself a little bit just in the way of trying to work around and up top at the same time. And I'm going to go edge slide, and so we'll go here just making a slightly nicer curve, something like that. And then up here let's maybe run a little bit more parallel. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that extra vertices there, which will allow me to make a little bit more space here. Okay, so we've just cleaned that whole bit up, that's looking a lot nicer now. Let's maybe pull this up here and get rid of that in order to pull this one up too. Okay, and that's looking okay. So let's go keep having a look around here. So that's all looking fine. Let's maybe then grab some edge loop. Before we actually add the edge loop down there, let's just tidy up this portion because it's not looking too good here. Just get a little bit more curvature into that. Okay, something like that should be okay. Okay, so what we could maybe do here is we could maybe target weld over here, and then we could pull this one backwards instead. We could maybe do that. That might work a little bit nicer because then that will allow us to grab all of these edges. I'm going to hit Control E, we'll pull this across. Okay, so I'm just going to pull across to that point there where they can merge. I'm going to go Edit Mesh and we'll hit Merge there. And then for this, this is going to be a little bit awkward, but we want this to, I'd say, almost come up vertically. Let's firstly weld this up here. So then we can try and make that look good up there. Okay, so I think that's looking quite nice in terms of the general curve to that. Let's go and get all of this. I'm going to hit Control E, and I'm just going to scale that in just a little bit. Something like that. And then I'm going to hit Control E again, and let's take that in. Or maybe just do something like that. I'm going to go to Mesh and Fill Hole. And then with this, I'm going to grab this face. Let's go to Edit Mesh. We'll extract. And I'm just going to center the pivot. And I'm just going to pull this forward. And then just increase the size. Something like that. Okay, so this is looking quite nice then. So we've got this inside here. Let's go over here and just try and smooth this out a little bit more. Okay, so let's think about the signal over here, because we know that we need to add that in too. So let's go and add in an edge loop up there. So that should run up the whole top, and that should be okay, because that should give us a little bit of structure when it comes to smoothing. I'll drop that in up there. Let's actually just give it a quick smooth and see how it looks. Okay, so we're not looking too bad actually. It's looking quite nice in some aspects. So I'm just looking at my references, and it looks like what we want to do is we do want to grab some extra loops inside here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to grab one and put one here, and this is like the join between the two. So for now I'm just going to grab and delete those, so we see how those are going to connect together. The first edge we're going to add in is down here, because it looks like we want that to be a little bit more robust. And then let's also drop one down here. Okay, so we're starting to look a little bit like that. Let's drop one under here. And down here. Let's actually maybe merge that over there, because I don't know if you want that to run all the way around. So we get a bit more of an angle underneath there, which looks good. Okay. We could maybe drop a line. This is going to be a little bit awkward, but we could maybe drop a line up here. So we'll go from Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop. We'll drop one up here. That's not looking too nice just now though. So maybe pull that back here. Let's drop a loop in and around here, and let's go down and around just there. Okay. So that's looking okay on that inside portion, which is good. Just trying to have a look. I don't really like this kind of double line that we've got going on up here. So I'm just going to delete this bit. Let's grab this, double click and control delete. Let's maybe just, I'm just going to target weld all of these over here, because I don't think this extra line here is really massively needed. we know we need this one because this is in relation to the signal. I think what we could probably do is let's go and drop this further over here. So let's grab that. I'm going to Control D to get rid of that and those. Let's actually get rid of that too. Just see how that looks, just how it is nice and clean. So let's go on there. Okay, so that's looking much better now, down and around here, which is good. Okay, we do need to though add that back in, unfortunately. So let's go and drop one down here. Okay. And then we'll maybe drop one here to match. Down there. Let's take that up there. I know we've got a triangle in there, but it shouldn't be a major problem. Okay, so that's helping that reflect nicely. We do also have to have an edge loop that's going up here as well. So let's drop one just there, and again let's maybe see about taking this one and bringing it over here. So that's looking okay under there. We're starting to get some structure to this now, which is good. So it looks like we have a problem down here. So let's drop an edge just there. And run up here. I'll just drop that there. This is why I hate wing mirrors, because they're just so awkward in terms of mesh just kind of flows everywhere. Okay, so that's fine. That's all looking good down there too, so that's okay. We need some structure here and here, and then under here as well for our side indicator. So we've got that run around something like that, which is looking okay. And then the only thing we really need to think about, and what's going to affect us here, is this bit. So let's maybe go and insert an edge loop. Let's go and grab a multi-cut tool. There's no reason why we can't bring this up and around here. Okay. Something like that. I'm going to drop in a point just here, because what we do need to do, we do need to take away a portion of this at the front, all the way around there. I'm just going to extend the size of everything here. So just create a little bit of distance, because generally what we have around the front of the wing mirror is like a separate section. We did see it on the blueprint, but we decided to go all the way to the front, which probably was a bad decision, because now we're having to do a little bit of extra work here. So take this all the way. Something like that. And then we should be able to go down, join all of this together. And just bring all of that up there. Something like that. Okay, so we've got that running all the way around that edge, which is fine. And let's go and add a second edge loop, and we'll drop that down here. And again, this face, all the way around here, we're going to hit delete. So have that in a separate portion there at the front. Okay. So that's looking quite good. I think that's looking okay for the most part. It looks like we want to link these together. Okay. And then the last thing, let's just go and drop in edge up here, and then around these. So the indicator is, from what I can see, the turn signal is like tinted. So I'm probably not going to add that detail in, just in the interest of time. I might do it once I've finished the series here, but just in the interest of time. I'm not going to worry too much about that. So I think we're looking good just there. The only thing really left to do for this is just to grab all of these here and just extrude them in. I'm just going to do the same with this one. I'm just going to do it on 2 levels just so I don't need to add another loop inside. And then we'll maybe want to go on the outside for these, like that. Okay, just to help that a little bit more. That's looking okay. Let's go for grab these, global mesh, and separate. Okay. And then in terms of what I want to add to these is I'm going to go for my shiny on the mirror there and the little base. And I'm going to go for the darker plastic material. I think I might have missed. Let's go there. And then this one here, we'll make the darker lambert. Okay, so that's looking quite nice inside there. It's looking pretty good. And then what we'll do to that is we'll create a chrome material when it comes to render things. So I think what we'll do is then we'll maybe leave this episode there. I think that should be fine. Like I said, the indicator signal on the side here, it does look tinted on every example I see. You can't strictly see it as such. It's almost like it's combined in with the actual build. So that should be fine as it is. Alright then guys, so what we'll do is we'll stop there for today. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit the thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. I did put a thing out on YouTube. Hopefully everyone will give a little vote on whether or not we should add a spoiler to this. There is a cool spoiler as part of the coupe version. I'll just bring this in here. Something like that might look quite nice on the back. I think it's just because there's nothing really going on here height wise. I just feel like it's a little bit empty towards the back of the car. So maybe what we'll do is we'll make that spoiler on there. We might do that in the next episode just to help us out, but we really do need to get cracking on some of these other elements too. But I think what we'll do is we'll maybe put a spoiler back there. I also really want to do this window, so we'll maybe do that in the next episode too. Alright then guys, so please subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you in the next one.